How's it going, everybody? Goldhead here, bringing you tips and tricks for Nidhoggr, and for this DPS we'll be changing some controller options so we can really let loose with them and see the overall engagements better. Nidhoggr, in my opinion, can swing the team fights in your favor and cover your team's healer, and I'll show you all that. But first, controller options. I like to bump up the camera acceleration to 15 and turn up camera lock, rotation, and camera zoom. We'll be going far, and target selection camera. And now let's check out some mods. So I like to have 3 setups I cycle through depending on the opponent. So the first one's more of a tank build, plus 75 HP, feel the heat along with megahertz, which I'll always have on. This for me is when I'll be taking on opponents with double tanks or having to produce a lot of quick and in and out damage. My second one here will be used a lot more when opponents are staying grouped up a lot better in the team fights and maps like Jersey Sink with the trains. And my third setup is when I'm going to see double heals. I'm going to want to do a lot more thrusting in between them, just so I can go back and forth. So let's jump right in. I'll always be watching who fights first and staying on top of what's happening around on the field. So for instance, this train is a good bait to stun enemies. Just like that. So let's do something similar again. With the power slide, a lot of enemies like to just run away from that and not go through it. So we're just going to do that. And we'll just bait them again. So let's talk about taking out some support. We're going to be watching Zero. And we can see him through that wall. He gets caged. We're just going to fire breath him and get back and watch him again, because he's just going to run off. And then we can just drop down and take advantage of him like this. And now let's go into some stealth. The steam vents are just a great way to use Nidhoggr. We're just baiting out support. Let's do something else and let's just go for opponents here. We're going to be targeting 2 DPSs. They're not going to know I'm here, so they're going to push our heals. And we're just going to wait for them and power slide right into that. Now we're able to just mob on 2 at the same time, and our team's just going to back us up. And just because we exploited 2 DPSs, we're able to take out the whole team through that. And for our boomerang, I like to hit it with the wall so it comes back quicker and just gets that stun like that. And this engagement I want to show you guys real quick. I'm going to focus on that tank because our healer is behind me. And she's going to run off and we're going to have Damon come up on him. I'm just going to power slide through him. Just like that. Kind of get Zero behind that. We can drop Damon down. I want you guys to see how I'm focusing on their healer at the right time. Just switching out of that, letting their healer come in and get heals. And we're just going to boomerang them like that, right on that wall. And now we got Miko in the back again. And we're just going to focus on her. And it was the perfect switch off of enemies. And now we can just mop up.
Phase complete.
And in this engagement, I have my ult, so I'm going to use that on them. And while they think I'm just fighting them, I'm just going to go and back up our healer again. Just keeping tabs on the healer is so important for us. Alright, let's talk some OBJ plays. Everybody's running to fight our healer. Just gonna grab that point real quick. And we can just run in here. We're gonna be picking on the back. Everybody that's retreating. And we can just finish them off.
Objectives deactivated.
Defensive abilities.
Objectives activated.
And in any engagement, if I notice the 2 tanks are just going to head at it, I'm going to stun our opponent And then I'm going to continue the mission on the support or the DPSs. But I always want to throw something for our teammates, and that's how we can turn the battle for them.
Is ready to sing.
And we're just going to play points. And in between those, we always want to make sure we're getting power buffs. Nidhoggr is very deadly with these power buffs, so... And now we see the opponents clustering up. So we're just going to run over there and use our ult. And once that ult's done, I'm going to use Power Slide and Fire Breath right on them. Just like that. And that's where we're going to use our acceleration just on through these fights. And it's just all clustered up. And in these engagements, if I'm targeting Miko and she just runs off, I'm just going to go back to Kulev until she comes back to me.
Objectives deactivated.
And opponent supports are very afraid of Nidhoggr, so they'll just usually run away. So we're going to give him a little lovin', and then he's just going to run right into the fight, and then we can stun him. Just like that.
Bubble, bubble, toil and...
Don't lose your head.
And in this next engagement, I want to show you guys some stealth. We're going to throw the engagement in our team's favor. Just going to hide here. I'm just watching what they do. And we can stun them together. Just like that.
Stand back or suffer.
Points activated.
Easy.
I'm your life now.
But one of the main things to remember about Nidhoggr, he's not a button masher. So we don't want to be swinging that axe everywhere because it's just going to slow us down and not be able to target enemies. So I like to just wait a little bit, make sure I'm on target. And I don't like to slide to my targets if I can. I like to just focus on running up to them. That's why most of the time I'm on my board, because I want to use my accelerations to bounce between enemies. Just like that.
Taste my bubbly, taste my bubbly.
And since we're focusing on the ult, ride the lightning, I'm going to show you guys some gong fights.
My axe is ready to
Just waiting around, seeing how they fall out. Now we can just ride the lightning right on the gong. And power slide right out. And back in. So there you guys have it, part 1 on some tips. Main overall thought when it comes to Nidhoggr is the ability to rotate called out targets and supply great protection to our healer. And that will sum up part 1. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe to stay up to date on all my bleeding edge strategy guides, and I'll see you next time. Gold Hat out.